This week on the League Down Under, a giant crab has been terrorizing oceanic cities. Will you enlist to save your home? 2 new furry casters are added to the OPL desk with hilarious consequences. The Dire Wolves knock off the reigning champions in the rest of OPL Week 2, as well as patch 6.2 and predictions for Week 3. Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone else, my name is Mooshu, and we begin now.
League Down Under.
Women grow and men plunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover.
Eduardo.
Matthew, how are you, mate?
I'm good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Been a big week, I guess.
Yeah, it really has. I've got a question for you, though.
Yeah, lay it on me.
Do you know who my favorite champion is?
I swear you've told me, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
Gangplank!
Oh, yeah, that
Yeah,
puppet
dude.
thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
It was good, dude. It was good.
For those of you, it's been a big week. We had Australia Day on Tuesday, and for anyone who watched the OPL broadcast, there was a hilarious puppet show going on by Atlas the Kangaroo and Rusty the Wombat. And I think it's borderline a meme now. Someone within like 10 minutes of it being Atlas responding to Gangplank being picked, it was on Twitter and circulating really well. It's a great little clip. If you get a chance, please check it out, because I didn't know you could make like a puppet look so excited, but it was fantastic. So
Yeah, it's like a really big thing now. I got put on the PTL, the NA thing, the NA. I guess it's like a sports recap, but for like the LCS.
dude, we're getting big down here in Oceania.
Yeah, man.
As we saw on Australia Day, we had a total. It was like it was around 3,500 viewers on the Twitch chat. It was great. It was I guess it was only like third to the Sneaky and Media show, which usually pulls around 35k.
Yeah.
And I suppose in that regard, it's pretty close because NA is a little bit more than 10 times our population and such.
Yeah, like percentage-wise, I think we did pretty good.
Yeah, dude, it was a good day, but I think that was definitely because everyone's got the day off, and everyone's probably like the Triple J Hottest 100 countdown to probably finish, or been pretty close to finishing there, and people are sort of like getting their evening plans ready to chill out. And most people, I would assume, took Wednesday off, or
the hangover,
or at least took Monday off, so they got a 4-day weekend, which is a very Australian thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got the option, why not, right?
Yeah, but I think the contrast was drawn when on Wednesday we sort of got ripped off in terms of our viewers. We were back down to sort of that 1,700, 2,200, probably by the LPL starting.
Yeah, I mean, you're obviously going to watch China Reverse, right? It's just like,
we want to support it, but at the exactly.
I mean, LPL has like so many Koreans and like so much more like storyline behind it. I mean, I know I would watch the LPL. But Chiefs were playing, so got to support the boys.
And I think that's a bit sad, because it was easily the last set was easily the best set of the first 2 weeks of this OPL split.
Oh, the Dire Wolves Chiefs?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, it's the first non 2-0, so it's good stuff. Got a message? Sorry.
No, you're G. So I was thinking that maybe. Do you think like maybe pushing the start time back of OPL, or like moving it to 2 days of 2 sets of games? So because they're 4 games, so you had Monday, Tuesday, and then you don't get the clash.
The thing with like the start time, right, is that it's kind of like it's 6 p.m. AEDT. So if you have like work commitments or whatever, you can make it home, right?
Yeah.
But if you push it to like 4 or 5 AEDT, I mean, you're just gonna have a bad time with the players that have like jobs. Like I know the Legacy jungler was like some form of like laborer. I think he might have been like Sparky, or maybe that was someone else.
I meant push it the other way, like start at say 7.
Okay.
So I think that. Yeah, I think obviously the argument can kind of be made. It might eat into people's evening a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I think that's
sorry, you go.
Yeah, I was going to say that's sort of what you want is for Oceanic or the OPL to become like primetime viewing.
Yeah. But I mean, as it gets later, like some of the games that we'll talk about later, obviously, like the games, if it is in the case where the games are crazy long, you've got these players staying up till like 11, 12, like pushing into the early hours of the morning. So, I mean, I think the six time is like, it's doable. You know, it's probably the best. Like the Riot has probably thought about it.
They probably have stats on it, yeah. And I suppose it'll be better for us in Western Australia when we go back to a 2-hour gap.
Yeah, because then it becomes
4.
4?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, either way, it's like pretty good for us. We get it like pretty early, unless you're unfortunately working.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you noticed, but at some point last week, between last week and now, we were actually attacked by a giant crab, and Perth was nearly destroyed from what I saw. As a promotion for Ocean Week, buddy.
Is that I was about to say stupid. Yeah, I guess it is stupid. I don't know.
It's not a particularly smart crab in the sense that he started in Melbourne and then decided to attack Perth. I mean, come on. Crab.
That's pretty terrible route.
But then he sort of, I think he might have learned his lesson and went to Adelaide. And then he went to Auckland, that's a pretty decent swim.
Adelaide to Auckland, that's really far.
And then I suppose Auckland to Fiji or Suva. I have no idea how to pronounce it. But he went to Fiji and they didn't save Fiji. Not enough points were earned. And so thousands are reportedly dead after the giant crab just wipes out Fiji.
How does it work?
Okay, so you enlist online. So you follow the Find Out More button and you go in. And then so you click a button that says enlist in the team. And so what happens is you earn points by playing games.
Okay, and then it's a point-based system, right?
Exactly. And so you have to earn, the next bonus occurs at, what the hell, 185,000 points.
How many is it? How many points do you get, like, for a game kind of thing?
I think it's like, I know I played a bunch of ranked today and only got 3, so I don't know, maybe you have to play like ARAMs and like 3v3
like,
and shit.
though, because even if it is that low, like, a lot of people play. Like, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of people, but there's quite a lot. So.
Yeah, and so we're currently 10% through the next goal, which is the 6th city. So, and then based on how many cities we as a community save, we get different rewards. So at the moment, we've unlocked the double free week champion. So double 10 characters for free this week for those of you who don't already own everything.
Cool.
And then self mystery gift has been unlocked with double the legendary chance. So if you want to sneak a cheeky legendary, this is the time.
I'm on that. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Dude. So buy yourself a mystery gift, kids. It's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah.
And then we're up to what are we up to? We can now unlock a summoner icon if you contribute at least 1 point. So you have to get in and play a couple of games.
Do that.
Yeah. And the most recent reward we've unlocked is double IP weekend. So the next weekend after this Ocean Week finishes, it'll be a double weekend. Now, the next one that we really want is a mystery champion. So if we save 5 cities, we're currently on 4, everyone gets a free champion of the champions they currently do not own. And I know I only have like 6 or 7 I don't own, so it's going to be good for me. Yeah,
but for me, I'm pretty sure, like, I have 2 accounts, and I think I own everything. I think. So with that, like, what happens? Do I just get gypped?
I think you just get gypped. Dude, maybe. Dude, you know what's be held really troll is if Jin's out by then. I don't think
that'd be good.
Dude, I don't think they'll do that. I imagine how much money they'd lose out on for the
RP.
For everyone, like all the high end players who already own everything. And they just need the new guys as they come out. I think that would, I don't know, it'd be interesting.
I think like a lot of the like the thought process behind bringing the champs out and making them it's like 7,800.
Yeah.
And then like Riot is just like trying to bait you into buying them for RP. So like
100%.
Like, because it's like it's just so much. Like an IP is. It's not hard to come by, but it's like a relatively time-consuming thing. So, like, you could go and work for 15 minutes and earn the required amount of RP to buy the new champion.
Well, it's the same in any sort of free-to-play scenario, is that they try and leverage you towards buying content.
Yeah,
But
it works, right?
yeah, as a person who plays a crap ton of ARAMs, and my friends like the skin boost, so you get the bonus IP, I end up with a decent amount of IP going. So I'm sitting on like 9k, so I should be right to buy it when it comes out.
I think I want to say like 25,000 on my accounts across, so 25 each.
Jesus.
So I've got quite a lot.
And so the last reward, if we save 5 cities and win the final battle, I assume against the crab, everyone who contributed 10 or more points will go on to a wall, a community wall, to commemorate their efforts.
Okay. Is this like that? Remember that Nautilus statue that got dropped in the water?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Dude.
Alright, that's cool.
Oh, righto. You guys it's pretty fresh. I like that. Like,
yeah.
Hopefully they hang up the wall somewhere, like this monument. Yeah, just written on the wall somewhere in the Riot office. It'd be fantastic.
Yeah, well, like the weird thing with the anchor one was like, how am I meant to see it? Am I meant to like go out and dive and look at it?
We need to have like a 24-hour live stream just looking at the anchor.
Even like some photos of it, you know? Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there are some. I probably just haven't seen them.
Yeah, no, but so basically we're at a point where we need to save Brisbane because Fiji didn't survive, and then if he smashes through Brisbane, Sydney's next. So if you're listening, people, get out there and save Australia from the crab.
Don't do it. Brisbane's really, really hot. Just avoid Brisbane.
It might just cook itself and die.
It'll sort itself out.
Yeah, no, it should be right.
Yeah.
But this week I got around to doing my promos, and I went a nice 2 wins, 8 losses. So
Solid.
I wanted partway through. I definitely wanted to kill myself almost.
Yeah.
When I got to sort of like the 0 wins, 7 losses, I was like, man, what am I doing with my life?
Did you really go 0-7?
I went 0-7. The first like 5 games I played Dynamic Q with 3 of my friends. We just got stomped. It's just stomped.
Yeah, but it was fun, right?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, it's like...
It's nice being able to get the role or like roles that I would like sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, 2-8 isn't bad, right? Like, it's bad, but like... It's not 0-10, I guess.
It's definitely no 0-10. No, but the interesting thing is like how bad my other friends have gone. Like they've all gone like 3-7. I had one of my mates go 1-9, and it was just like,
really?
Yeah, and I got spat out at Silver 2. So 2-8.
You can be far worse than that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, but that's 2-8. Like, imagine if I went 5-5, I'd probably be like gold 5 or something.
Yeah, I mean. Rating is rating at the end of the day. Like, it doesn't really matter, so long as you're having fun with the game.
Where did you get spat out? Because you did it, like, I assume you did it in the preseason.
I got Plat 1, and I went 8-2, I think. Oh, so I had a pretty decent run.
Yeah, a decent run.
Yeah, I think Plat 1 is the highest you can go, I'm fairly sure. I don't think you
get placed much higher than that, yeah.
Yeah, I got that, sorted that out, got Diamond, and now I'm never going to play again.
Not gonna push for the Masters.
Yeah, I mean it's probably something that I will do, but I mean not right now. I don't know. I actually really enjoy Dynamic Q, which is something that I wanted to talk about. But as for playing solo, which is what I currently have to do, because a few of my people that I like to like play with are away right now, and I don't like want to play with I don't want to drag people that are like the pros that I know, or those like the OS pros. I don't want to like drag them down to my level and force them to carry me. So, yeah.
What you should do is play with Nathan from work.
Yeah.
Dude, he's like plat diamond level, and he's in the same position. He just plays on his ult with us.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
I might hit him up.
Might hit him. Yeah, he's looking to push higher, but yeah, no, I definitely very much enjoying the dynamic queue from that aspect of being able to just play with anyone.
Dude, it's actually I've had some real like. You know how like there's 50-minute games and you're neck and neck and you're like on the win of like losing and you finally win and it's like, yes. Yeah, dude, I've had so many of them and they're so fun.
When you take your underwear off at the end of the day, it's like...
That's it, dude. Just
they drop down.
That's it.
Yeah, dude, I had a couple like that. Like, it didn't seem to matter how far ahead we were. We were decently far ahead. I think it's like my 9th game or something, and... we just couldn't end it. And then, 50 minutes in the game, we finally get that, that miracle ace and just push through. And it's just
That's it, dude. I actually think that, like, that experience alone has, like, and playing with friends has, like, made the dynamic queue. I really like it. I thought I was going to hate it. I really thought I was going to hate it, but I love it. I really hope nobody plays solo queue because dynamic queue is really fun.
Is that so? Do we know when that's coming back yet?
They said 2 weeks ago, around like 1.5 weeks ago. So they said 2 weeks, sorry, and that was said 1.5 weeks ago.
Okay, so maybe sometime early next week when
Yeah,
when
maybe
Jin goes live or
But
something around that.
they're notoriously like slow in their decision making, and they never committed to anything.
Similar to Blizzard time and Blizzard commitment. It's great. Like I don't know. I'm pretty happy with how it is. I guess they sort of want to see how it continues to go on live and see how much hate and bitching there is about it. I mean, I saw BMA and Atlas bitching about it today.
I mean,
BMA saying he's apparently a top laner now. It's pretty good.
yeah, no, dude, I have been playing nothing but top. I actually just won a game with Rise, so I know the feels, Beamer.
Ladies and gentlemen, he came into this chat being like, "Dude, Rise is OP." I was like, "Oh yeah, cool."
No, dude. Okay, all right. You got to understand, right? Somebody like the Alistair on the enemy team was like calling GG at like 10 minutes, and it just I was like,
I do that in ARAM sometimes.
I was like rubbing my hands together. I was like, let's go, come on, come back. And
Fight
I was queuing with 3 people, so had a bit of stack going, dude. I've actually like the cool thing about it as well is when I'll get like 3 people, right, and we'll queue, and then there'll be 2 people, like 2 randoms that are just like from wherever, and I'll just invite them into the team speak. So we just play as a 5-stack, and that's really cool because like you meet random people.
Yeah, and I suppose TeamSpeak's one of those things that everyone has. Like we're Mumble users, so Mumble is notoriously hard for people to use. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean TeamSpeak's pretty like noob friendly. You like input the IP and you just join. Pretty basic.
Yeah,
it's good. I like it. Love dynamic queue.
Good times.
Enjoying it.
Hopefully they keep it the way it is. I think it's fine. I think eventually the queue thing will balance out. But at the end of the day, I think when everyone's not like... Because everyone's not queuing for all roles, which was, the solid duo queue system, it obviously will drive the wait time up for certain configurations, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think that they have to stick to one queue, unfortunately, because OSA's population isn't very big.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad. Like, I think there's enough.
Dude, at the higher echelons of Elo, like when you're hitting like the D1, the D2, like the Master, the Challenger, the player base is like you're getting the same people in every kind of pop. So
yeah, but what I mean is, I think like the lack of rank 5 queue, I think or specific rank 5 queue is fine in that people who queue against as a 5-stack will probably like more than likely queue against other 5-stacks, and people who are really interested in pushing like the semi-pro amateur ladders are like more than willing to do so and play like the ACL and things like that. Yeah, like cyber gamer ladder.
Yeah, I think there's like a few avenues to get into the OCS. I mean, everything revolves around the Riot like in stated events now in OS. Like, there's no real like, as far as I know anyway, there's no real like big tournaments hosted by like ESL or
it's all like
Cybergamer. It's everything's just run by Riot now. Because part of like the contractual agreement is like, I'm pretty sure you can't play. Actually, I don't really know because I'm not a player, but I'm pretty sure if you sign the Riot stuff,
you're not allowed to play for any teams or so. Yeah, I remember last year, Partu on Sudden Fear saying he was at Red Flag and he's saying he couldn't play in the tournament because of his contractual obligations to Riot.
Oh, I mean, I think he could have played.
Yeah, but it's sort of like one of those things where, like, if he receives financial, I guess, benefit from playing in the tournament,
if they caught him, he'd probably be stuffed. But...
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Just like we might as well just chill and play.
Well, yeah,
games.
That's one of the perks, like not being a player. I guess you just get to stomp bar.
Do whatever you want. Yeah. At least Beamer won't come back and stomp everyone if he's contractually obligated not to play with anyone but Trident.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on with Trident now, but yeah.
Speaking of Beamer, we will move into the results from this second week of the OPL. So the young Beamer took on, and his group of Trident esport lads took on Sin Gaming this week. And we had I tipped Sin to beat Trident 2-1, and you, my good sir, tipped Trident to beat Sin 2-1, and the result was quite a convincing Sin win 2-0.
Unfortunately,
it was.
I mean, I kind of knew it was going to happen, but
You wanted to believe in Beamer?
I really like everyone on Trident, so I want to see him pull a win. That being said, I like Sin as well, so
Yeah,
tough game.
It was a tough game. I don't know. It just felt like BMA had like a really shit time in those 2 games. It just
I think Rymeister is just like really good, man.
yeah.
Like,
He was having an absolute field day.
yeah, he's quite a good mid laner. So.
Yeah, I think and BMA is sort of like a bit relatively new. Hopefully we'll get him on at some point and talk to him about it. Like because mid's pretty new for him because he was a jungler previously, wasn't he? When he was
I'm pretty sure he's been like everything. He's like a Phil kind of guy.
Because he's been on a few teams. He was on Diego C and NV and just a bunch of things.
I mean, he's quite like a team. I wouldn't say a team hopper. Like he's been around the block, but
when a team disbands, he'll move to a new team.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair to say.
Yeah, when there's nothing there, he'll find something new.
Yeah, that's a pretty good way. Like I'd imagine he's pretty loyal to the teams that he's on. So
yeah, it just seemed like an all around Sin Gaming just like outclassed them.
Basically. Yeah, I don't know. I think Beamer is outclassed in mid, right?
Yeah,
but I don't think Juves is better than Impaired, which is like the Sin Gaming jungler.
Yeah,
I think Impaired is better than Juves. But that being said, Juves played really well as well, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like a team game, so regardless.
Yeah, they look. I felt like they had like it looked like their team game, or at least BMA's team like support was definitely better than. Well, obviously, as you said, Rymeister is a bit of a god this week, and but yeah, they look like. I reckon by the end of the split, they'll be doing pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, Trident's like weird, right? Because Trident have like no. I'm sure like this has been said before, and like. People are aware of it, but Trident have like no threat, if that makes sense. Like,
no, like person who's just going to snowball and just win the game.
They had Claire, which is the mid laner before Beamer, and like he was the kind of like I don't know what it's called. It's like throwing a cat in like a dog's cage, you know, like the crazy, you know. So he would like do all the plays and try and get stuff done. But now they just like they don't have that, and it's like falling on Impaired, which is the jungler. So. I don't know. Just kind of sucks for Trident right now. Hopefully they pick it up.
Yeah, well, I mean, we are only 2 weeks in. I mean, anything could happen between now and then. Yeah, you can't really
write him off like this close. But, I mean, I know Addition is like a great player. I know Pac-Man is like a great player, even if he does favor tanks. But, yeah.
Hey, man, League of Tanks, it's coming back.
Potato tanks, dude. There's like a saying going around right now. It's like potato tanks only. And, that's apparently all the top laners on O's play. Potato tanks.
Just Potato Tank City.
Oh, and Rise. Rise is, I think, the only exception.
What about, like, Lysandra? Is she an exception?
Tally played it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, Tally's young mechanics crew. Like, he's really good. So, yeah.
But, yeah. Okay, moving on to the second game on Tuesday, Stray Day. It was Legacy versus... Avant-Garde. Now, I had Legacy going 2-1, and you had Avant-Garde going 2-0 with your very secret inside goss.
Gotta call it 2-0, man. I love AV, so...
Yeah, last week, for those of you who didn't catch it, young Eduardo here, when we got to talking about this game for this week, he's like, I'm going to have to go Avant-Garde 2-0 because of some inside information that I have. And I was like... All right, as long as you're willing to share that information the following week, it's all G. And so would you like to share with our listeners that information that led you to that conclusion?
I mean, it was obviously like the draft was like pretty normal, except for the Morgana pick top, which was the big thing. And I don't think they're going to run that again. So
not in this potato tank town.
That was it, yeah. And it didn't really work that well. I think it was really weird because they put Poppy support. And then Morgana into Lysandra.
Yeah.
And it's just like, typically Poppy has like I wouldn't say great laning phase, but I'm pretty sure he like goes even with Lysandra, whereas Morgana's like, I think like 1Q just removes the magic shield that Morgana has, so it just kind of sucked. I don't know what they were thinking. And they picked a Gangplank as well. It's just like...
little bit of a mess.
Bit of a mess, yeah. Yeah, dude, O's is like notorious for people that can't play Gangplank. I'm telling you, it's just no, seriously, it's like I think Legacy played it in game 2, and that was
Yeah.
probably the best Gangplank I've seen in O's in a competitive setting, which was
Well,
Choo Choo's in mid.
Because Chiefs had it in game 3 yesterday, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah.
And it didn't go particularly well.
No, it didn't go too well, no.
But we'll get to that game. But yeah, I think AV just looked like they didn't quite have it all together. You could see the thought going in. Your boys are definitely, or your ex boys have definitely got
My ex-boys.
your ex boys.
Yeah, I mean, they're all smart guys. Like, they know what's up. It's just having trouble bringing it together on the Rift, I guess. Another thing is Legacy are in a house now, so...
Yeah, that was pretty BM. I don't know if you saw on Twitter, like between game 1 and game 2, they were like posted it's like 1 game down, 1 game to go, and they're just like it's a video of them just doing a train on their office chairs around the room. It's just like
yeah, it's all good fun though.
I know it was
think
great. I saw that and I lost my shit. I was just
Actually, yeah, I think I like Legacy a lot. Like, I like what they're doing with the house. Like, there's a lot of admiration there for like trying something new. Because Avant previously did one like a couple of years ago, and it just unfortunately didn't work. But I think,
I've heard the
coming
tales
up,
of woe of the Van house before.
I mean, it seems to be like doing pretty well for Legacy. So good stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw just the little side point, the OPL Rewind comic.
Oh yeah, the Skyen drawing or whatever.
Of the games. It looks pretty.
I did see that. Yeah, the Legacy tree. Sorry.
Yeah, the Legacy Tree versus Sin Gaming is my absolute favorite. For
That's
those of you
good.
listening, it's just Sin Gaming's logo shoved onto a dude's head, punching the Legacy Tree, and then a branch just falls and knocks him out. Oh, fantastic! I'm keen to see this week's ones.
Hopefully they do more. I'm not sure.
Hopefully it keeps going. Yeah, I
I'm
don't
not
know
sure if it's a weekly thing or not, but
hopefully they can. Riot can chip in a few bucks to get him some colors and crayons to keep going.
that's it, dude. Love it.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to game 3, or set 3 rather, for this week was the Hellions versus Infernum.
Dude. This game killed me, man. These games.
These games, I think everyone was just done after these games. They're like, screw this, I'm going to go watch LPL.
No, it wasn't even that, right? It was like, I'm so disappointed in Infernum, man. They just had it. They had it both games. And they just lost it. So frustrating. I can only imagine how bad it feels like being on their side.
They're probably just like, for those of you who didn't catch the game, there were 2 very long games in which Infernum looked like they could have easily won both of them, and it just got drawn out to like a 45, 50-minute game, and where Hellions just flicked the switch and went in and just won both games. It was really sort of just painful to watch almost.
Yeah, it was like...
It's like they didn't want to win, dude.
yeah, I don't know. I just think like... I don't know, like, that's probably their first time, like, being in a position, as bad as it sounds, it's probably, like, their first time being in, like, a position of power in an OPL game.
They're like, what do...
Yeah, I think they did pretty well against Direwolves in, like, the early stages, but, yeah, man, I'm upset. Infernum, you could have had it 2-0. I backed you as well.
Yeah, you did. We both did, and we were both sorely disappointed.
But, I mean, well played, your Hellions, right? Like,
yeah, they knew what they had to do in both times. They picked... I don't know if necessarily that was the best idea the second time, but it worked twice in a row. I mean, sometimes you just can't argue with results.
They stuck it out. They won it. So.
They stuck it out. They were prepared. They're like, we've got 3 hours spare. Let's just sit around and farm.
What was it, like 2 50-minute games?
Something like... I had to do something else. Like during the second one, I was just like, nah, dude. Actually, no. What I was going out like on Wednesday night, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna sit down and catch like the first set and maybe half the set of the second series of the Chiefs Direwolves, and then I had to leave like 5 minutes into the Chiefs Direwolves series because the Hellions and Infernums just took so goddamn long.
Yeah, dude, you're expecting like 20 minutes kind of thing.
That being said, I was also still planning on a 2-0 sweep, which is what we not what we had predicted, but we were predicting a 2-1. But League of Sweeps, buddy, a league of sweeps.
Unfortunately, so. But
until we get to the last game, which was arguably one of the best, I guess, sort of lineups for the season. Chiefs versus Direwolves.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good games. I'm a bit upset.
Yeah, I was going to say, how you feeling? How you doing?
I feel fine. Like, obviously, it's like a weird thing when like your team kind of losers, but
Yeah, particularly, so fun fact, the last time the Chiefs lost in the OPL was week 6, day 1, March 19th, 2015, I think.
yeah, so it's been quite a while.
Yeah, I have 2016 written here, so obviously that's wrong. So I'm going to assume it was a year ago.
Yeah, it might have been 14.
Yeah, it might have been 14. Because I remember Spawn saying it might have been 14. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's been
it was
a while.
It's been a long time.
It's been a while, but obviously Divers played really well. I mean, can't take anything away from them. They played a great set of games, so
Yeah, it was pretty funny. There was a bit of, I don't know how much you do this, but window shopping when you're like backing and you're looking at the menu,
oh, dude, yeah,
getting ready to buy shit.
Guilty, yeah.
Like in the first game, Fantix got caught out and just died when they were saying it looked like he was window shopping because obviously he didn't react in it like straight away. And when you sort of see like your screen, you do that little flash when you take damage. It's just like,
You're like, shit.
I'm being hit. And then just when you thought it's like, oh man, this is so dumb. When they get to game 2, Cheese does it, and then it was pretty great.
Yeah, bit of an error there on both sides, but people make mistakes.
And then you've got the speaking of mistakes, your mate Cheese. There was some regrets in that game.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like, it's whatever. I don't really want to like
Harp on it too much.
harp
Yeah,
on it, yeah. 'Cause it's like he's pretty new to the whole thing, so he's really good, like a really good player. It's just like a momentary lapse in judgment or something.
Ham as shit, dude. He was just going for it. Yeah, you could just see like, well, yeah. I think at People Tunnel at the best of People Tunnel. I mean, I'm sure Fakers tunnels sometimes. It's just like, I need to get this. This is all that matters right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've done it before, so.
Oh yeah, dude, I've done it, and I will more than likely do it again.
Yeah, oh, definitely, dude.
But
I'm gonna do it right now. I did it today.
Jesus, what'd you do? Yeah. Actually, no, I did it today. Tell a lie. Cheese, I forgive you. It's all right. Just we can get along. We can get along.
I'll pass it on.
Just be like your podcast buddy says it's okay.
Ugh.
It was a good series. It was the first series to go to 3 games, which was very nice because Chiefs had a pretty clear win in the first one, and
it was like,
by contrast, I think, of the second 2 games. Obviously,
I mean, the last game for Direwolves was pretty like one-sided. I think. The first game for Chiefs was like, there was a point where like the Rise had no flash. I don't know if you like watched it, and it was just.
And it's just the easiest thing to gank is a Rise without flash.
And it's just like in this huge long lane that has no turrets, and they Olaf versus Rise, and then Shen ulting the Olaf and taunting the Rise.
Oh no, he missed the taunt. That was the best bit.
Like at the end of in the dying stages of the game, it just like kept happening.
Yeah,
they set up this huge push in the bot lane where there was just no turrets except for the inhibitor turret, and the wave was out, and Swiper would just push, and then as soon as Rise showed up in the lane, Swiper would just ult and run at him, and Shen would ult Olaf and just come down and just rain hell on Rise, and it wasn't very fun for Sharp, I'd imagine.
Yes, but definitely things that made the highlight reel from that game was Sybil's kill on Radio was just ridiculous.
Yeah, Sybil's like nutty. Sybil's really good.
That was like a really sort of like balls to the wall because he goes. It's in between. It's after like a skirmish down bot, and Radio's running back to second tier turret, and Sybil just goes in on him, and he does a bunch of damage to him walking up to the second tier turret, and then
the Mad Life Cocoon.
Yeah, Mad Life Cocoon under the turret, walks up to him, hits him again with the Q poison or something.
It was like an auto attack, and then I'm pretty sure he didn't know that he was going to kill him, but he just
he got lucky. Like obviously, you wouldn't be able to do that again because what happened was the poison killed him, and then the dangerous game proc kept him alive against the turret.
Yeah, so
it was just like threading the needle basically,
like falling into place.
But he prior to that there was some pretty massive outplays in that he baited the flash with the spider, and then had a repel to like fade some of the damage. It was just like one of those it's like the Faker Z versus Z thing. Obviously, like not as quite as good as that, but definitely like would be in the top 10 of that list. It's just, and
I don't know, man. Sybil's like, the thing about Sybil is he used to be just like run of the mill, like good jungler, and now he's just like really good, like really improved.
I think what happens is people either get to like a point where they just curve off, where they get pretty like happy where they are, and some people just keep trying shit. And it seems like Sybil's like one of those guys who just kept on trying shit and just got better and better and was able to, I guess, basically calculate this ridiculous, or not calculate, but YOLO attempt this crazy play where he's just like, I'm going to kill Radia. I'm going to kill the god Radia.
The god deer, yeah.
The god deer. And that's basically, I think that would have been like massive for their confidence in that game. It's just like,
well, yeah, I'd imagine
gods
like,
can bleed.
Yeah. Like, and everybody wants to see Chiefs lose, right? It's just like the
100%. It's good. It's good story building, dude.
Yeah, it's the unfortunate like situation that like the winning team is always just gonna have haters because they win, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I feel so dirty saying haters. I don't know why, but people that want to see them fail, I think, is a better one.
Yes.
But,
now that you're now that you're on the used to be top team, you had a target on your back. Now the Direwolves have taken it from you.
We'll be back for it.
Oh, we'll be back. We'll be back.
I think it's like a good thing though, because I mean, like it happening now and like Chiefs losing now is like a lot better than Chiefs losing in finals.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
I think you will. I think you will see a stronger Chiefs.
Well, as well as they're still like adjusting with Cheese as the new mid laner, aren't they?
And there's like obviously like Swiffer has been a duo with Spooks for
forever,
a long time. Yeah,
back when the Uber Giants were in full swing.
Yeah. I mean, obviously there's some growing pains, so.
Yeah, no,
it's all good stuff. Like
it's all good. Yeah, dude, it's good. It just means that, like, I think it's probably, if anything, good for the team because you probably get quite like a big headed if you were just able to roll the entire split with like a new mid laner. It probably like brings your boys back down to a ground level and you can just whip them into shape now. Yeah,
totally. I'm just gonna head on over there and fire them up.
Hey, cheese, get your shit together. No,
I mean. For what Cheese has been put into,
I like how he thinks.
He's got some big shoes to fill, and he's doing a great job. So
he's got the thought is there definitely. Like you could never say that Cheese is a boring mid laner. He's good for the viewers. It's,
he plays
interesting lane.
Like I remember Carbon saying it on the desk that he plays assassins. Like control mages like Xerath and like that sort of champion, and he plays them like assassins where he like flashes in and tries to kill people, and it's just like, yeah, that's pretty much Cheese, I guess.
Gotta cheese him. Actually, shout out to Carbon, dude. He was really good on the desk. He he has such a smooth Australian voice. It's
he dropped a couple of shits and it's good.
Yeah, I think even Spawn said shit the other day, but
you know what? It's all good, mate.
Yeah, I think that's fine it should be fine on an Australian broadcast, surely.
Well, it's getting, like, the demographic that's, like, watching it isn't really, like, they know the word shit.
Yeah, and as you said last week, they sort of moved focus from it being about, like, this polished, sort of unoffensive broadcast to it being more about entertainment because they've realized, like, maybe people don't care as much as they think they care.
Yeah, something like that anyway.
But
I don't think they endorse some swearing and that
100%. Like they can have a lax enforcement policy while maintaining a stand on it that says no swearing. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm sure
family
Spawn
time.
Isn't gonna be, I'm sure Spawn isn't going to get fired over that.
No, they just take his beard.
Yeah, strip him of his manhood.
Yeah. His facial manhood. But yeah, one of the things that was a big discussion point in the second game was Cassidy for the Direwolves versus Cheese's Corky, where all the big things happened, and they were saying that Ezreal was a much better matchup in the mid lane for Cassidy. Do you know? Can you speak to that at all?
You see, like, I think putting Corky mid is better than putting Ezreal mid because Corky. Okay, think about it like from a linear perspective where your Ezreal, Cassidy sitting in the creeps, your Q gets like your Q can't go through. You know what I mean? Like your Q just smacks into creeps.
Okay.
Whereas Corky, his Gatling gun, which is his E, the thing, goes through creeps. His Q goes over creeps or onto creeps. Sorry. So like, there's a lot more opportunity like punish Cassidy. Whereas with Ezreal, if the Cassidy plays behind creeps and he's like careful in what he does, and if you're throwing out your W, which is magic damage on Ezreal, Cassidy just Qs you and takes no damage. So while
that's true.
I mean, yeah, I just think Ezreal is a terrible matchup into Cassidy. I mean,
okay,
it's good in the sense that like you can poke him a little bit, you know what I mean? But
you can keep up with like the movement as well, not easily, but definitely you can keep up with like the porting in and out, I guess.
Yeah, and it's like the good thing about Corky as well is the package. So if Cassidy like I don't know, just like starts roaming off to a lane and you've picked up the package recently,
stimulate him with your package.
You just zoom down there, dude. You just take off. I think the Ezreal matchup into Cassidy is pretty harsh, but I think the Corky one is decent. It's just unfortunate that it went the way that it did.
Carbon also brought up an interesting point about there's a bit of a, I don't know how true this is, but anecdotally that there's Oceanic teams have a bit of a mentality focus on when they've won the first game and they're going to the second game thinking that they're already ahead. I think that's completely normal to think, is like, if we just win this one game, we win the series.
I mean, you saw at Worlds like all the 3-2s, so I think that's popular everywhere. I don't think it's like specifically narrow-minded to OS, but
yeah,
I don't know. As for like confidence and Chiefs, I'm not really like a part of the like that side of things. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I'm just
you're not in the
I handle
pressure
things
chamber.
I handle things that are make their lives easier. And then there's another kind of team, which is Jish and Volt. Two really nice guys, by the way. I really hope they watch this because they'll enjoy it. Who handle that sort of thing, like pick ban, champion choosing, that sort of thing, like where to go, what to do, how to do it. So yeah, they're like a walking encyclopedia of knowledge, and yeah, that's the
Chiefs team.
That's the Chiefs team, yeah. So like in the sense of like winning one game and then kind of being relaxed about it. I mean, I guess like maybe because it's like Chiefs are like, oh yeah, another day at the office kind of thing, 1-0, here we go. But I mean, you could tell from like the ending or like the dying stages of the first game, like Direwolves weren't ready to lie down and take it. So.
No, they were like the Comeback Kings 2016
they
revival.
Really did not want to lose. And then when Cassidy started getting ahead in game 2, it was like, ooh, this is not good.
This is not what you want in life.
And then yeah, unfortunately I had to go out for a lot of game 3, but I couldn't really see it. But I heard that wasn't pretty either. So.
No, it was, depending on your perspective, it was definitely not pretty if you're a Chief. But if you're a Direwolves, it was like, we referenced the taking your underwear off at the end of the day. Just let them drop. Just like,
I mean, yeah, I think Chiefs will bounce back. Like,
100%, yeah,
it's definitely isn't.
It's not they lose week 2. Just
I think
quit.
I think a lot of them will be pretty upset and will try hard. So yeah,
2-0 the next 3 weeks in a row. But
yeah. I mean, they play Direwolves again. I think it's a month from now. So there's that month of like anticipation and staring and. Just wait.
Yeah, dude, I am keen for some Twitter banter. We got to start some Twitter banter.
Oh man, I'm a good boy on Twitter now. So
all right, we'll give like Spooks a glass bottle in Twitter form and just like crack it, just smack him, just get Sybil in the back of the head.
Yeah, just crack him over the head.
But it felt like League of Tanks in the third. Just quickly on the last game, League of Tanks in the third game with the Kench, Zach, and Alistar.
Dude,
it's like, where does the damage come from?
Kench does a lot of damage. Kench is like really crazy because his W, I don't know if you know the champion, but
not particularly.
So you slap someone 3 times and then they turn red, like there's an icon that's red, and you pick them up, right? And you pick them up in your mouth and they're incapacitated for a little while, and you walk around really slowly and you spit them out and it takes 33% of their health.
That's
That's a lot of health.
it's a little bit of health.
So there's percentage health there. I'm pretty sure Zach does percentage health as well.
Yeah, I think it's his W that does percentage
Yeah,
health.
and then his ratio is like pretty good anyway, so you're dealing a lot of damage. And like I don't know what the other two champs were, but yeah, I mean you have such a massive front line that actually does like relevant damage that it's really hard to crack. So
Well, yeah, relevant damage and relevant like massive CC and just displacement as a whole.
yeah, I mean not really much you can do, right? Like Tom Kench is pretty broken. It was just unfortunate that the draft went like that.
Yeah, I think he's getting a bit of a nerf in the 6.2 patch. So
Oh, hopefully.
yeah, I think their passive stack duration down and fixed bug with the varying refunding cooldown and mana cost even if opponent shields it. So that's the TLDR on the change with /nerf.
Dude, there's like a notorious bug with Kench where if Fiora uses a W, which is like that move that stops.
Riposte.
Yeah, it's like that stops like stuff that's coming towards you. So if you try and eat the Fiora when that's happening, nothing happens and you can just pick her up straight away again because it doesn't go on cooldown.
Oh my god.
It's just the dumbest.
Seems legit.
And that's like, I think that's a large reason of why Kench always beats Fiora because of that.
Yeah, now we'll see if it's see how it goes in 6.2.
Yeah, see if something changes. It'll be good.
But yeah, I hope that this has been a huge confidence boost for the Direwolves and they can carry the Legend title and earn some more money, some more cashola, as I had written in the notes.
They'll have it for a month and then Chiefs will take it back. Calling it now. Whoever, I think like Legacy has a chance to take it from Direwolves.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they played Direwolves before they were going to play Chiefs because it was a complete upset that like everyone was backing Chiefs holding it for much longer than they ended up doing. But they'll have another crack eventually, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean it should come back into Chiefs' hands like really soon. So I'm not too worried.
So looking forward to next week. So next week is a bye week, as you were telling me before. So there's no Wednesday session, is there?
Yeah, so I'm not too sure as to how it affects other teams, but I know that we, which is Chiefs, have a bye week this week. So
yeah, so the two games that are on this coming week are Avant-Garde and Infernum on the Monday, and then on the Tuesday, Hellions and Legacy.
Yeah, so that should be good. So, okay, I'm sick of losing and saying like I'll pick the underdog.
You're just trying to min-max it.
I'm gonna go AV over AV over Infernum, right? Yeah. AV over Infernum 2-0, and then Legacy over Helions 2-0.
Yeah, it feels like it's going to be a bit stumpy. I mean, like the top of the ladder in Legacy and like the top middle of the ladder with Avant just feels like they're going to crush the lower teams of Hellions and Infernum.
Yeah, still be some good games to watch. But
hopefully, at this point, looking based on what I currently think of these teams, I think it would be amazing if Infernum or Hellions took a game off their opponent.
I mean, it's certainly doable for both teams because, like, the Helions mid laner is a beast, but is he better than Choo Choo's? That's not likely, but he's pretty good. So
yeah, I think all they have to do is choose and win one game, and everyone would be happy. I mean, if Bomb can just get that crap off and win a game,
Bomb, Cookie, the Korean duo, bringing it home.
Bomb, Cookie, and Ryu.
Oh yeah, the Korean trio. What am I talking about?
Just Korean esports club.
I identify Ryu as an Australian. Like I don't identify.
Yeah, no, he definitely feels like because he's been around, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, I mean, he doesn't have an accent or anything like that, so. It's just, I mean, all of them are Australian, right? Because they're here and they're like living in the country. So like,
it's let's be honest, Australia Day, pretty good place to live.
Pretty proud. All that stuff.
Pretty chill.
Yeah.
But no, it's so then the OPL will return to its usual 3-game series or 3-night series the week after.
Yeah, I think that's the case. I'm not too sure about the whole buy thing. I know all I know is that we have one, so that's all I'm going off.
I trust Riot that they've figured this stuff out, and it'll all balance out at the end of the. So there must be more buys coming in that regard.
Yeah, I would definitely assume so. I mean, I'd imagine that every team has like 1 week, and they just do it. So, wonder who else has a buy this week. I'll have to look that up.
Well, so it's Direwolves, Sin, Trident, and
So hang on.
Chiefs.
There's only 2 games.
Yeah, there's only Monday, Tuesday. There's only 4 teams. So you guys have a bye. Direwolves have a bye. Legacy, no, Legacy don't have a bye. Sin
Trident.
and Trident. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's weird. Completely forgot about that.
So yeah.
So that's a lot of games that have been missed.
It's gonna be a good time. Nice short week, I guess.
Yeah.
No clashes on the Wednesday. Maybe Riot will take a pointer, and we'll see what happens in Split 2. But
I'll be keen to see that. Hey, because like whether or not it like draws the same amount of viewers, less viewers, or whatever. But
yeah, we'll see how it goes. I guess Riot statistics help us out. See what you find out. So next week. Okay, so just as you may have noticed, if you updated your client sometime in the past couple of days, 6.2 was put into the client and released, I'm pretty sure, because I saw a Shen doing that dance with his new flying sword. So,
is Shen updated now?
Yep.
Wow.
It looks kind of cool. It looks really good.
I think it's like I don't know, man, because like Shen was like
fine. It felt like he was kind of like okay.
I don't know why they changed him. Like I felt like he was just a good champion.
Did it feel like maybe he was a little bit irrelevant? I don't know. Like
no, because he was like he was played in the OPL, dude. Like Chiefs played him. Like he wasn't
I don't know, man. Maybe they just have like this internal schedule, and these characters just have to be reworked.
I think that's like what it is.
Because I was talking about this today with a couple of friends. Is like Riot have slowed down their champion release schedule to accommodate like the game. Like I think it's very good to accommodate more years into the game. If you're releasing champions like when they started every 2-3 weeks, it'd be hellish when you get to like 300 champions or something. But so slowing it down to a couple of months is good, and going back and reworking champions who have just become irrelevant is a really good policy.
Yeah, I mean, and there's new buffs, so
yeah, he's going to be a lot more spammy.
I mean, all I really care about, like I skimmed, right? I went through it. I saw the Elise nerfs. I'm an Elise man. I was a little upset. And I scrolled down and I saw the Yeti buffs. I'm so keen. I'm ready, dude. I love Nunu. Nunu is probably one of my favorite champions, if not the most, or my all-time favorite. So.
Yeah, dude. Nunu's, I think, he's just like one of those great champions when you start, he used to be. He's really cheap and really easy to play, and he's one of those champions, kind of like my sort of opinion on Katarina, is there's a very low skill floor, but quite a high skill ceiling in what you can do with it.
Yeah, I mean, Katarina is probably the prime example of that, in the sense that, like, if you play her badly, you will know, like, kind of thing. But I think Nunu's kind of easy, but it's also hard, because if you, like, walk in and you're taking, like, the wrong stuff, or if you die... Like, you gotta know your stuff, I guess.
Yeah. I can definitely... So, with the Elise nerfs, I played it just before, and the only one I can only nerf I can really sort of feel is... I only feel, like, slightly slower. Like, obviously, it's a slight speed nerf, but, yeah, you can feel it just a little bit, because I played a bunch of Elise, like, previously, like, last year.
I mean, I think the only reason they did that, I think, is because of the popularity of the Boots of Swiftness right now. Like,
yeah, that's true, actually. Everyone and their dog is taking Boots of Swiftness.
Yeah, dude, you just become like a speed demon, and you just walk around throwing...
demon.
Yeah, and you walk up to top, and, like, even if you don't kill them, you throw a W in the queue, and, like, you just half health them, and then you leave the lane, and, like, your lane's like, oh, thanks, bro, I win. Like, it's just it's
cool.
It kind of needed some tuning, so I'm kind of glad that it's. But like, I love Elise, so
yeah. All right, let's have a quick skim of these patch notes. So Jin was in this patch, so we're waiting for him to be released.
Yeah, I think he's coming out soon.
Yeah, probably next week.
He's grey on the client, so he's on the client right now.
Yeah, so he was put in the 6.2 patch. You just need to have him activated. Shen, as we alluded to, has been updated and is in his new, hopefully glorious state.
I'm gonna go play him right after this.
After this recording, I see how we go.
I want to go check it out. So.
All right, so Dr. Mundo received some slight nerfs with making his E slightly weaker.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like making Mundo better late game just seems like Like, what are they doing?
Well, it's not. It's not too much of it sort of just looks like they're trying to scale his earlier game, because it's like, it was 40, 55, 70, 85, 100. Now it's 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 for his E, and then his ult is being changed, so 185 and 70 on the cooldown.
I mean, yeah, it's like when you're a late when you're a late game Mundo popping E, you're gonna know about it. Like,
Yeah.
it does a lot of damage, and the ult is like, it's just like a buffer when you like walk around. You just like, oh, I'm low, press the button, walk around. 1 minute, I can do it again, kind of thing. But the thing is with Mundo, it ends up turning into like a 35-second cooldown spell. So you're just constantly healing every 35 seconds if you need to. So it'd be interesting to see where Mundo is now.
Yeah. So, and Fiora, they've made, I assume they're to do with the vital changing, is they've made it so it alternates between top right and bottom left side. So it's a little bit easier to spot rather than just it being random. So you have a little more predictability in your play style. Yeah,
I'm kind of upset that they aren't changing Fiora. Like, I still think, even if she's not banned, she's like crazy good run.
Dude, yeah, just straight up having like, I suppose Riposte gives her like a massive skill cap though. It's great.
Oh, dude,
it's lots of fun.
It's like, it's pretty easy to predict like stuff coming at you. So if you have like half a brain, you pretty much destroy everyone with that ability. Like if they use, like for example, I was playing Fiora the other day and a Veigar used his ult on me and I just pressed W and I negated like all of his damage.
What?
It's
what
just
up?
like, well,
John Cena.
Shit. Like, how are you gonna kill me now, Vega?
How are you gonna continue living your life, Vega?
That's it, dude.
But yeah, so Gangplank, the questionable champion at the moment. It seems like he's spanking everybody, but they've slightly raised his ultimate time up to 160, 150, 140, up from 140, 130, 120. So hopefully in the earlier game you're a little bit spaced out between ults, so you should have a little more time to counterplay.
Yeah, 20 seconds here and there. I mean, it's a nerf. It's a good nerf because like you can be totally garbage at Gangplank and press R and just like do work. So I guess it's removing that kind of aspect and rewarding the barrel play a lot more. So
yeah, and I think that's sort of what they want to do. They don't want to like just after they've spent all this time and invested in the rework, like with all the lore and stuff that they wrote and all the, I guess, the community involvement with it, they don't want to just like shit on him. And no one plays him anymore. I think hopefully will be in a good spot where he's good, but yeah, he's just reducing that global pressure by smacking down that R a little bit.
I hope so. I mean, I hate him as a champion, so I hope he gets yeah.
Nerfed into the ground, please.
Yeah, just I don't care about the lore, just kill Gangplank, like, jeez.
Okay, so Karma's W is being having its mana cost lowered a little bit. So
I mean,
probably won't bring it back into viability.
Who knows, man? I mean, she might be good, she might not be. It's kind of hard to say because I'm not like an analyst, but I mean, just looking at it from like face value, it's actually pretty big. Like,
yeah,
the cost going down, but
Jungle Karma.
I mean, typically you don't max W on Karma, you max Q, and it just does absurd amounts of damage. So maybe
I think that this was also paired with something I saw the other day, where it's like you will now receive the extra bonus heal even if the target dies.
That's pretty nutty.
Yeah, so you can kill them and still get the heal. So I guess that gives it like ups her dueling potential almost.
I mean, maybe she's coming back. I don't know. I hope not. She's so annoying. It's just like champions that I just never want to like.
It's just like the team wide mobility. It's like
get
him, boys.
The Alt E. Oh, it's just like, why do you have a Shirelia's just loaded into your kit? Oh.
All right. So Karzik's got a little bit of a playstyle change in that they've sort of smoothed out what happens when he queues up his abilities close to one another. So they're referring it to as being buffering bug fixes. So if a Kha'Zix is mid jump, he can then cast Void Spike right before he lands, and it'll go off when he lands, as far as I understand. So basically, you can sort of queue it up and buffer. So whichever gets the last one that he attempts to cast will be buffered, and then it'll resolve. And then so his R, obviously his stealth, can now be buffered mid-jump, so that Kha'Zix can cast it slightly before landing, so basically by the time you hit the ground, you'll be in stealth. Because I think sometimes that you end up in this situation where Kha'Zix's ult, like you would be going into it, you get stunned, then you disappear for a second, and it's just sort of a little bit clunky. So hopefully this will smooth it out a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, going stealth, like, as soon as you hit the ground sounds really good. That's, like, one of the big things of Kha'Zix, as you said. Like, you jump on the ground, you, like, press R, you get stunned, and you're just sitting there stunned while you're in stealth, waiting for the punishment. So, I mean, it'd be good, right? Like, Kha'Zix coming back. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people will hate it, but I personally love the champ.
Oh, dude, I love Kha'Zix jumping around the map and just
I feel like these patch notes are just me saying, love it, hate it, like...
That's all we really want to know, is just tell the people if we love it or hate it.
Well, I love it. I like Kha'Zix. I really enjoy him as a champ.
Dude,
so
he's good fun. So Kindred is receiving a little bit of a change.
Oh, thank God! I hate this champion, dude.
They're making her Q 35 mana at all ranks.
It's like nothing. It's like 5 mana.
It's 5 mana, but like obviously it'll trickle down into like the early game, and that's really what they're sort of targeting. Is they want to like blow her up as an end game jungle marksman because they think that she scales kind of well and is in a good spot late game. But they want to change and nerf her early dueling potentials so we can't just get like, you know, one shot like you do, like that bug the other week in the EU LCS. Just like 400 health Lee Sin, one shot.
So fun.
Thunderlord's proc, GG.
I mean, that's a pretty big nerf, dude. It's like 20 damage off of everything, so...
Yeah.
And 20 damage in the early game is a lot, so... Should be good. Should be interesting. Hopefully she burns into a cinder, I think.
I don't think that'll quite happen, because it's only 20 damage, because the scaling and health damage... health percentage damage are staying the same, so... I
mean, it's still like...
It's enough to make
it... It's a nerf.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nerf, yeah. It's certainly not gonna gut her, I don't think. Like, I still think she'll be around for a long time to come, but a nerf is a nerf, and I am happy if it is on Kindred.
Yes. So, as we alluded to and discussed slightly before, Nunu's getting a buff, so his Ice Blast is what's being changed. It's going down to starting at 6 seconds, which is what it was before, 6 seconds at all ranks, and it's going to scale down to 4 seconds. And then the mana cost is going to be dropped by 5, 10, 15, 20, and then 25 mana, respectively. So it's going to be really cheap. And but the slow has been buffed, starting at 40% and scaling up to the standard 60%. But it's only going to last But it's only going to start slow for 2 seconds.
You see, the thing about that is it doesn't matter.
Because you should be able to spam it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, because like I was looking at it, and I was like, well, if you have 45% CDR on Nunu, and the cooldown is 4 seconds at the highest rank, you are literally slowing someone every single time, and they have 0.2 seconds of non-slow time.
0.2 seconds to flash and run.
Yeah, like, how do you get away from that? You don't. You just don't get away from that. You have 0.2 seconds to get away. It's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to this. Everyone's going to hate me for that, but...
Yeah, it's good. It's going to be good. I'm a big fan of Nunu. Okay, so Poppy is having some changes done. Her passive is being nerfed a little bit. So if the target dies before the shield reaches it, the shield was not going to come back because it's not a boomerang. It's not going to return.
Oh, they wrote that there. I see that, yeah.
Yeah. It's just like clarifying. It's not a bloody boomerang,
that
boys.
Is terrible.
It's not me, man. It's not me.
Yeah. I mean, the problem with Poppy is I never really get to play her because she's like always banned. So like these changes, I guess, seem good. I think. Yes,
yeah. So the shield would now return to Poppy when it kills a champion with a zombie passive, such as Cogmore and Karthus. And
that's cool.
That's a pretty cool interaction. And bye Bulwark. When the shield is on the ground, it will start its outro animation earlier, so Poppy knows when it's time to say goodbye. Actual game time duration is unchanged, so it just looks like it's trying to flag you down a little bit earlier.
Yeah, fair enough.
And her Q, and so the QE combo that was put in the 6.1, Hammer Shock will now only auto-aim towards your target if your mouse cursor has not moved significantly after casting Heroic Charge.
That seems really good. What the hell?
Yeah.
That seems like you don't have to aim your Q at all.
You just sort of like...
You just E someone and press Q, and it's like... Nice.
But finally, the Rango Unchained has been dealt with, and maybe he's been chained up.
So this is a big one for me because I
Spam the crap out of Rango.
I literally think this changes very little.
Oh,
Like,
really?
yeah.
So it's a 20% damage scaling nerf, so from 50% of total attack damage to 30%. And then so the attack damage buff that he gets goes from 10% to 20% bonus attack damage to counterbalance the nerf.
Alright, so the thing with this is you're probably not going to see those like nutty one-shots where you just jump from like halfway across the screen and it just gets pumped. But
They're my favorite.
You probably still see like 80% of their health gone and then just getting finished with one auto attack. So I think they done goof, right? Because like they changed the E as well, where it's got the E has a cast time. So the way, because I'm like a seasoned Rengar player, I'm like a full scumbag. Yeah,
You've been around.
yeah. So it's like the E now is like when you have to time it. Like you just got to learn the timing a little better because before when you were Rengar, you like the E didn't have a cast time, right? So you could get people and minions by almost landing on top of them and then Eing them, so it like cleared the minions. But now they've changed it so that the bowler has a cast time, meaning you have to cast the bowler before you like get really close. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you pretty much have to commit to throwing your bowler as you're jumping in, so you have time to like use your Tiamat and your W and blow the shit up.
So it makes it a little more, I guess, fair in that you sort of commit one way or the other.
It's certainly more difficult, but I mean, I don't think it'll change. Like, you'll probably still get utterly destroyed by this champion, so...
Oh, yeah, but it just won't be like that Korean solo queue girl who's just getting wrecked over and over again.
Yeah, dude, what really upsets me is I legitimately think that Rengar did not need to change. If you... Sterak's Gauge is, like, the hardest counter to Rengar I've ever seen. If a Rengar can burst through a Sterak's Gauge and, like, I forget the other item. I don't know, I can't remember it off the top of my head. But even the Sterak's Gauge, like, by itself, if a Rengar can burst through a Sterak's Gauge, he deserves to kill you, dude. He has worked for that kill because Sterak's Gauge is nuts. That item shield is crazy for Rengar. Like, you can't get through it. You just can't.
So you reckon it's probably not going to change too much? Just going to like put a little bit of a higher skill cap on the Rengo?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The big thing for me is like people building poorly against him, which is probably the reason for this nerf. But I mean, the nerf in itself is fine. I don't think it'll change much. You're still going to be able to kill idiots, so...
And so Thrill of the Hunt's range was, for the exclamation reaction mark, was raised from 1250 to 1450, so you get slightly more of a time to flash out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? Because you're still, like, coming in like a bat out of hell.
Yeah.
Pumping your legs as hard as you can.
Yomu's just...
Yeah, dude, you've got, like, your Yomus and your Moby Boost, and you're just coming from downtown, so...
From downtown, Rango!
So it's good. It's good stuff.
So the last change to champions has been titled as they're not trying to bench the Kench, but they're trying to reduce some of the frustration associated when he's rolling around on the court. So his...
That's so bad.
Dude, the flavor, Rido, your flavor is fantastic.
So good.
It's so good. So his passive stack duration has been nerfed from 7 seconds to 5 seconds. So you have slightly... You have to evade him for slightly less time to not get eaten. So, I mean, he might get a little bit thinner, you know, not eating as many people. Like, thanks for laughing.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'll give you a pity laugh there.
So the tongue's hitbox indicator now lasts longer until the tongue finishes lashing out, which is, I think, it's probably like it's just a quality of life change.
Yeah, it's just a QOL buff.
It's just because it's quite a long bloody tongue that's just sort of.
It's really fast.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think like they needed to nerf how fast it was.
Sort of like the opposite to LeBlanc's change,
Well,
where
it's like
make the chain slower.
The Blanc's chain is like slower than Kench's tongue.
Yeah.
Kench's tongue is like whoosh, like it just comes out like a whip. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so his W fixed a bug where Devour would front its. This is what we were talking about before about the.
Is this the
the
repulse thing?
The Fiora repulse thing.
Beautiful, beautiful. Maybe Fiora can kill him now. Highly unlikely, but
yeah, she has more of a chance now.
She has a chance, yeah.
So Abyssal Voyage now is being slightly nerfed. So instead of 468, it's now 246% of bonus health.
I don't know. All in all, it just sounds like a little nerf. I still think Tom is going to be like permaban.
Yeah, and I think it's not so much about making him like shit. It's about bringing him slightly more in line.
Yeah, I mean, that's another champ that I really just want to burn into the ground. There's a lot of champs that I just hate, and he is one of them, unfortunately.
All right, so that's all the champions changes for this week and 6.2. There are a bunch of item changes and mastery changes, but most of them are pretty like inconsequential. I think most of them are just like prices going down and things like Morello Nomicon slightly more affordable now. And same thing with Athene's Unholy Grail. So if you would like to see more of that, you can head over to leagueoflegends.com or even click through on your client where the 6.2 patch notes are. But for this week, this has been League Down Under, episode number 2. Eddie, where can the kids listening find you if they would like to know more about the young Eddy Sellers?
I think I'm only on Twitter, and that's Fatcat OCE. I don't really have any other social media, unfortunately. So
Twitter's a pretty good one. It's definitely my favorite Twitter.
It's probably the biggest one.
Most interactable.
Yeah.
Don't even know that's the word, but interactable.
Make it up, dude. Yeah.
Yes. Chief Manager Eddy Fatcat Sellers at Fatcat OCE, and I am Matt Mooshu Hill, and you can find me on Twitter at MooshuMan, and you can find this episode and all subsequent episodes and previous episodes at youtube.com/MooshuMan. We should be up on iTunes next week. I've got the site going. So the site is bit.ly/League Down Under. So we'll post the episodes there and anything else I think is funny or relevant. But yeah, for League Down Under, I'm Matt Mooshu Hill. He's Eddy Fatcat Sellers, and we will catch you next week.
Adios.
League Down Under.
Women glowing men thunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better